My fellow citizens of Thalvion, today I want to talk to you about something very important, something very personal, Sunomania. Now, as many of you know, I was one of the founders of Sunomania. I built it, I loved it. It was beautiful. Quite frankly, it was the most beautiful thing. It was also very strong, and it was very close to my heart, which is why, believe me, giving it up was a great sacrifice, a tremendous sacrifice for me and for all of us. But here's the truth, we had to do it. We had no choice. We could either hold on to Sunomanias and fight two wars at once, or we could make the tough call, the smart call, quite frankly, and secure the future of Thalvion. And I'll tell you, we made the right decision, because if we did not do this decision, we would have been cooked, we would have been vassalized, we would have been taken over and had to start anew elsewhere. I didn't do this alone. I sat down with the president of Sanctuaria, who, by the way, was the previous owner of Sunomania, a very strong partner. And in his parliamentary speech, he did recognize that if Sunomania had to be sacrificed for the greater good of Thalvion due to his oath to this constitution and this flag, he would do it. He would do it. I read it. I read his letter. It was an amazing letter. Now, and then also on top of that, with the sword of Thalvion, a great patriot, very great patriot, quite frankly. Together, we made the decision. Together, we gave Sunomania to Therasia. And by doing that, we stopped the war. We stopped the war with Therasia. Finished, done, no more war with Therasia. And by doing this, we prevented something much worse, in which we would have given up everything. Because if we had to try to hold on to Sunomania, Rima's coalition, very nasty people, very aggressive. We've not done anything to them, quite frankly. I don't know what they're on to us about. They keep saying that we're encroaching on their land, and I don't even know who they are. It reminds me of that one Thanos gif, of him saying, I don't even know who you are. I don't know why they're declaring war on us. It's horrible, quite frankly. And I'm going to tell you, they would have taken so much more than Sunomania. And not just Elskagard, not just Lucridia. They would have taken a lot of Thalvion, if not death ward us. Took us all over. And by sacrificing Sunomania, I guaranteed the rights of all citizens in Thalvion, as all citizens who were of Sunomania may now travel across the land to other commonwealths or other cities in the Sanctuarian state. So, giving up Sunomania was a great sacrifice, but it saved us, it saved our nation, it saved our independence. Now, because of this, we're making changes. We're making a lot of changes, big changes. The Sanctuarian state government will be moved to not Florida. It's going to be terrific there. It's not Florida, so you don't get that hot weather. A great move. And for all Sanctuarian citizens, you are advised, very strongly advised, to move to not Florida, or to Ishite, or whatever you say. I don't know how to call it, but it's now under Sanctuarian rule. Or anywhere else in our great union. Because we promise you, we will protect you with the most power this government can back. Because Sunomania, as much as it hurts to say, is no longer ours. But our future, that is secure. It's now secure. Because of the very tough decision, both the Sword of Thalvion, the president of Sanctuary, and I had to make. Bato was involved, but not very involved. He knew what needed to be done, so he let me do the talking. And I know, it hurt Bato the most, quite frankly. I gotta tell you, it hurt him the most, and he wasn't even living there. It was horrible. Now, let me be clear. Thalvion is not weaker today. We are stronger. We are much stronger because we have a plan, a very good plan. The 3 pillars, I call them. The amazing 3 pillars. Builders, recruiters, and the money makers. That's it. 3 simple categories. The builders, they make our nation grow. They will make sure our claim values are super high so that no one can actually go to war with us. And on top of that, what's going to also happen is that they're going to make money for the build company. They're going to make buildings for the build company, making a lot of money. And then the next one would be recruiters, because I gotta tell you, they will bring us the strongest people across Stoneworks, and not even in Stoneworks, but they'll bring us to our nation, and they will be the lifeblood of this nation. Because what I'm going to tell you is that we've been struggling with activity for a long time, since the beginning of this union. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take another approach, a better approach. And this approach is going to save this union. Because instead of trying to make people active again, what we will do is we will just make more people that are active, even for a little bit. And that's all we need. Now, what we're going to say, the last one, the money makers, they are going to keep us rich. They're going to keep us powerful. They're going to make us all the money for the mercenaries. Because I came to an epiphany. Why do we need the military if it's so expensive and so costly to man? We don't even have the manpower for a military. So I just realized, let's just go get a crap ton of mercenaries through our moneymakers. That's going to be amazing. Of course, it's not like we're going to abolish the military. That's absurd. But we're going to heavily rely on our moneymakers to buy us the mercenaries we need. And on top of that, the moneymakers will also be making gear and weapons and brews and XP for us. They will make all sorts of gear and all sorts of money. A lot of it. Some may say too much. Rima and their coalition think they can take Iliskagard. They think they could take Lucridia, but they can't. They won't, because Thalvion is united. Thalvion is strong, and Thalvion always wins, always. Sonamania was a sacrifice, a painful one, but it was for the greater good, and because of that sacrifice, Thalvion will endure. And Thalvion will win this war against Rima. Thank you very much, and may Thalvion always stand proud in front of Fred. Thank you, everybody.